Hello, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So we will be starting this event in, let's say, in 5 minutes. But first of all, before we start the Chromatone coding colorful sounds, I would like to thank you, our sponsor for today, who are Cleverse, for sponsoring this place. Born to Dev, which is who are sponsoring for our food, and Pirung Fa, who sponsors a biscuit, the delicious biscuits for today, and also most notable. And that's all for the sponsors. So please give them a round of applause, please. Yeah. And so I'll be introducing the speaker and the host of the workshop today, Denis Starov, who is the author and the developer of Chromatone website, which is why we're here today, the Chromatone coding colorful sounds for visuals, language, and sound. And so I'll let him introduce himself by now and let him continue this workshop. Please give a round of applause for Denis Starov.
Thank you very much for this introduction. Yeah, it was it was a long time when we, I think 2 months ago, we get this idea of this event, and I was preparing to share the most information about my project, so you can not only just know about it, but can be part of it, so can contribute code and different things. So let me start. So yeah, my name is Denis. I'm from Russia, but living here in Thailand for almost a year now. So I'm an engineer, designer, and a philosopher. And you can read, so I'm passionate open source web developer, but also study and compose music for 10 years almost. And what you've heard before the event was my music, the album from 3 years ago. Yeah. And also I'm the author of Chromatone system, and it's a visual music language. So if you're interested in following my accounts, there's GitHub, my Twitter handle, and Telegram if you use it. Yeah, you can contact me anytime. I'm open to collaboration. So this is it. This is the centerpiece of this idea. So the visual music language is just packed into this circle, because here we have this idea of 12 notes. It's just a regular keyboard on your piano or anything, and also there are colors to these notes, and they're in a cycle. So this is the basis that looks like very easy and easy to invent, but for me it took about, I think, a year and a half, maybe 2 years, to just design this system. Because if you start with thinking about let me say it by this. So I was a drummer. I played drums for, I think, maybe 4 years, and then I thought it's time to start learning notes, proper scales and chords. But all my attempts were just failure. I got lessons, I got online lessons, but I didn't succeed in that. And I thought it's just black and white, and it's just small dots, and it's unreadable. It's so hard to comprehend when you're not a child and they don't force you to do that. So I thought, okay, I can just do a design system for this. And this is the design. So, okay, how can we think about visual music language? What can it be? And first thing is, yeah, we can color the notes. So we can just have them colored, and this is the beginning of this system. But we can have geometrical rhythms if we have some steps and distances between them, so we can map them to shapes. We can have audio-visual feedback systems, so we can shout to our computers. It will show us some waveforms, and we can find something about the sounds and ourselves, so we can adjust to it and have these feedback systems. It's kind of interesting thing. And one thing that fascinates me is that we can have new ways to communicate music, and it can be much easier and much more welcoming and open for more people. And mostly, the one thing that I want you to understand, that most people are visual people, are thinking visually, are reading, and we have all the screens in front of us. So if we have ways to communicate music visually, it can expand like an order of magnitude. So it's just more welcoming to thousands and millions of people. So for this, I thought we need an open source online research hub that I'm working on for last about 5 years. It has different stages, but as of now, we have this Chromatone.center website. So if you could look at it before, but we will go through this today together. So first thing, as it started, I just took different parts of music theory and applied some visual designs to this. So colorful notes, colorful rhythms, shapes, and all this. And I just went article by article, step by step, and went through all the music theory as I know it. Of course, it's not comprehensive, it's not everything, but I have all the levels from what is sound, what is color, to what is composition and how you create music actually. And this is quite deep, and I think it if you take it just as lessons, it will take I think half a year to study already now. But yeah, it's very interesting and deep, and it's also online, and you can go there anytime you want. But then there's another part. So reading and just having videos and pictures is just one part. You want to play, and music is interactive by its nature. So the second thing is practice. So theory and practice are two parts that intertwine. And these are web apps, and we will check them. There's plenty of them. And there are new ways, new layers of the chromatone, because there's one website, but it has so many things packed, and at some moment I found out that build time are already over a minute, so it's quite long. And I hate it when it gets so long. And now all the projects and events that update frequently and are more have different build cycle. They are in a separate part, and they are called Academy. So this is where we are now, Chromatone Academy. It is just moving place where we can learn and study music visually. And shop. Of course, we have a shop, and it was a long time when I, sorry. So it is like this, so stickers and visual memos and different kinds of stickers and like this, so very universal. This is for guitar, ukulele, and any synthesizer. And the sales are not very high, you know. Maybe the price is not too low, but it is because I feel it like more a participation in the system, not just making people buy and buy and buy this in bulk. So if you're interested, we can talk about after. So let's go step by step. So theory, it's around 10 modules that include all this knowledge. It's about 100 articles that contain different mostly there's quotes from Wikipedia actually, but they have like custom designed pictures that I made, like illustrations and interactive apps embedded in it. So theory isn't that boring, and it's not black and white either. And it contains basic knowledge, but very tightly packed. And let's just look at it. So if you go to Chromatone and open theory, you can just immediately know that chroma is a Greek word, so it stands for color, and tone is also a Greek word. It's very nice. So even ancient Greeks will understand what's it about. It's just colorful notes and how we go with it. And then we have like lichen color, sound notes, and all this in like a tree structure. So if we go to color, you can learn about what is light and what is sun. So we go quite deep into it. And yeah, this I experimented with different interfaces, and yeah, with this sidebar you can pretty much navigate this easily. And I want to show you this part. So the most important thing I think that was like my thought process, the design process. So this is audio acoustic spectrum, and this means that we have infrasonic, audible sound, ultrasonic, hypersonic, and basically heat. That was first thing that I was learned, and it was quite interesting. So around 100, 1000 hertz is our frequency range, but we cannot map it just to electromagnetic waves. They're not just in. If you just go straight, compared by frequencies, you will audible sound will be in a long radio range. So doesn't make sense. If you go by the length of wave, it will be around FM and microwave. So we cannot just visualize audio, and we cannot see these frequencies. But if you go octave by octave, so you get one note, 440 hertz is A, then you get octave up is 880, one octave up, and if you go these steps and go to the 40th octave, you get this picture. So these are notes overlaid over the spectrum, and this 40th octave is in terahertz, but you see the alignment is pretty much okay. If we just tune it a bit down, so our A4 will be around 420, they will align like perfectly. So this made me understand that we have this connection, because we feel light spectrum as a cycle too. We feel like there's a blue, there's a violet, and there is red, but it's not red, it's dark. We don't see ultraviolet, but we think it's again red. And with octaves, it's another frequency, but we perceive it as the same note. So it feels like, yeah, it's we can mix and use it. And the only thing that I was very concerned of, that there are many systems that start with C, and so they put C as red, and they grow from red. And there are some already hardware keyboards that start from red, and I was thinking, oh, should I stay with this? But A is the first letter. So red is first color. I just inarguably like this. So this was the final decision, and there we are. So now we have the colors for notes, and this has a very interesting implications. Because if we go to sounds, now we can... Oh, I'm not sure if I want to go deep with you into all this theory now, but I will be glad for you to see how the string vibrates, so you can just have some idea of these harmonious and harmonic oscillations that we're so fond of. We like this sound when something is fixed in the ends, and it has like modes of vibration. And these are these theoretical things that we can dive in. And okay, so sound, and then oh no, I've lost myself. Yeah, so rhythm. Then we can go to rhythm, and different things we can imagine and visualize. So if I go to Euclidean rhythms, it's like Euclidean. Wait a minute. So, for example, if we take this Afro-Cuban clave, you can see here already some interactive stuff. So, if I, for example, choose like bossa nova and play it, and have... So it's just very simple. Yeah, you can choose the sound here, and we can adjust the BPM. And these are different rhythms from different places in African, Cuban, and South American music. So this is very, very important rhythm, clave son. Immediately you know it, and you can just look at it, and you can just turn off the sound, or like this. But I can still do it like Okay. So this is very powerful thing. We can synchronize without hearing sound. It has a very um, it has like power in it, and I want to share it, and I want to introduce you to it so we can use it enough for basically joy. You know, finally we just play music and have fun together, and this is a thing that sometimes you get frustrated when it gets too complex and when we don't feel like in sync with each other and all this, but visual tools really help, and I hope to show this to you. So yeah, it's this theory style, so you can read and have videos of this. So yeah, you can just dive into this theory and go through rhythm, notes, intervals, very important idea of intervals, and there are all the intervals presented, and of course they have this visual style. So this can show you this waveform, and you can fine tune it by dragging and look at real waveforms of so one note and second note and the compound note that is created. And yeah, you can choose tonic, and it just shows you which notes are fifth apart. So there are different ways to visualize it, and they're not finalized, they're just more experimental, especially this one. Is just a bit esoteric, but yeah, I'm more experimenting, not finalizing the idea. I'm opening up these ideas so everyone can explore them. Yeah, so then we go to chords, and you can expect all these types of chords, and also these visualization gets more complex. So you get 3 notes here, and you can cycle through them, and it can play a chord for you. And yeah, I think so scales, harmony, melody, composition. These are the steps that you can go with this. So I try to guide people not to just understand music and to have pleasure of listening to it, but to really create it. And this is like the big goal. So we go from what's that to I made it. So I hope you will find yourself with 1 or 2 albums. Why not? At some point. And I can say it's quite hard to get past your 4th album because you get these ideas from your childhood, I don't know, from big experience, but then you get them out and then you need new experience. But this is good part, so you can this foundation for your traveling and all that after. Very important thing is the scales, and when you look at them with these tools, you can compare these circular and linear structures, and just having this opened, we can just jam around some pentatonic, and I don't need to explain you which notes to play. You just press those that are colored, and that's all. And if we just play this, I can yeah, there's a visualization, so this, yeah. Sounds nice, and it will sound nice if we all play these notes, because they're pentatonic, they're quite harmonious with each other, and they are, safe for jam. And this is just the idea. If you get it, then you can jam with your friends who just have no experience with music, but like to spend time like playing something. So keep in mind that. Yeah, it can go quite deep, so we won't dive into it very deep. If you're interested, I will hold an event tomorrow that will be more musically focused, and I will tell about it later on. But let's go further. Practice. It's more than 50 apps already. It's using MIDI with web.MIDI.js. It uses sound synthesis in different ways, different engines. We have sound analysis possibilities, and of course visualization. We can visualize many things in music and audio. And there are some things I wanted to share. So at first, of course, we need to explore what is just color, and we can just drag these RGB and find any color that will be here mixed. And the pleasure is that it's really overlaying these layers, and the color is mathematically there. And so then you can just press it and copy these values and use it in any of your apps. And of course, there's for SCMYK. Do you know about it? Who knows about RGB? Raise your hands, please. Like 30%. And CMYK, who's the designer who used it? Like not too many people. Okay, I will just say about it. So if you're looking at the screen, the pixels are shining at you, so the color will be adding up. But if you're printing on the paper, the color will be subtracted from white color of the paper. So in the previous one, we had this black background and we add color. So if we add RGB full, we get white, ghost white, and white and every white that we need. And if we go with CMYK, we add up colors and we add up them to black. And in real life, we use K, and it stands for black. So if I drag this center color, it will add black, because if we just mix those three, they will give just gray. So to have real black, we always need this K in CMYK. So then I copy it and then can use in any project. Yeah, these are the color utilities, and there's the sound utility that equal loudness contour. I won't get into very deep details about this, but you can just explore this concept of us hearing different frequency as having different loudness. So some frequencies like this, we don't even hear it because it's very low. Very low. But this frequency, so okay, I will let me find the comfortable level. So this level, okay? And yeah, you can put on your headphones. No, don't put very high volume, but if you read the concept about it, so equal loudness contour, it's very basic thing. It's very important for understanding how we hear sound. And then you can just find out that this deep is the main thing is this, we are most sensitive to sounds about women's and children voices. So this is the highest sensitivity for us. And this is where you can find this out. And this makes you understand why the music is like this, why we need this middle frequency where the information goes. Of course, we need bass, but we need high frequencies, but we need this place where we actually talk our melody and all that. Yeah, and this simple thing, so I just cross when I cross with the mouse this thing, so this is like one string, and if we divide it in some way, we can get a note. So we can divide the string in any interval, and this is quite harmonious, yeah, but if we get it like this is less harmonious. And this is the analog, and this is what Pythagoras enjoyed in Greece. And now we can enjoy it just on your laptop, on your iPad, or even phone. You can just open it up. Don't forget to turn off your silent mode, and you will hear this sound. Yeah, so we can go through this little by little. So sensory dissonance curve is, be aware of the sound, but it's one of the things that fascinates me a lot. So these are two intervals. We can hear two waves. So if we take only sine waves, just simple oscillations, start audio. Comfortable level. So two waves at first they are the similar, and then we go up to an octave above. And let's hear how they sound. This is beating. This is roughness, called roughness. And the triumphant octave, so we feel like home again. But if you noticed, it's just flat. From our feeling, it's just rough, and then gets less and less rough. But if we take a sawtooth wave that has more harmonics, that is more complex, then we can hear it as this. So if it will be too loud, please raise your hands. Again, unpleasant thing. But then you hear this is quite pleasant. This feels very nice. And this is P5, so it's perfect fifth. It's the most harmonious interval. And the thing is that with these complex notes, we have these many dissonances and consonances that intertwine with each other. And this makes these dips in... So basically, it's this sine wave function, but applied to more complex sound. And then we get this curve, and it shows us where the harmonious intervals are. So like this, and M6, and M, of course, P5, and then here. So yeah, so if you know about like this, so this makes you understand how harmony and how consonants and dissonance work, and you can just meditate on it. So maybe not read and learn about it, but just spend time with this, and you can find very interesting thing about it. Because if you're into this tuning, different tuning systems and all this, it's all here. It's all here. You can find any interval you want here. Yeah. Okay, let's go further, and I want to introduce the most popular tool that I use frequently, and it's very robust and useful. So it's a circular metronome. And it just works. And again, we can just turn off the sound, but still keep this rhythm. So anytime I lose it, I can, this is the first beat. So I can go away and get back into jam, and this is very nice, because always when we are jamming and then we lose this one, we just lose sync, and this feels uncomfortable. And if we lose it like 5 times an evening, it will be kind of frustrating. But with this tool, it will be not frustrating. But these are just 4/4, just basic rhythm. But we can explore it in any direction. So you just drag it. And it grows and grows and grows until 48. But yeah, 36. But the most important thing for us is, of course, 16, because it's, again, we can just turn off some of these steps and explore different rhythms. Let me, I can turn off the sound for this. And this can be much faster, of course. So how did I use it before, and how I use it frequently? So I can turn it on my iPad, and let's make it shorter, slower. And then I take ukulele and just look at it and hit the strings when this arrow hits the numbers that I chose. And okay, I can just choose this. I can add this one note, and can feel differences. And these rhythms and rhythm types are analogous to notes and to intervals and chords, but in rhythm realm. So But it's less explored. It's more open for you to explore. And of course, with 4 and 8 and 16, it's quite simple. But if we just go like 5, for example, and turn on this sound, oh no, it's messy. And you can get quite messy with this, of course. No problem, just destroy it, yeah. And to have this performance, it was a struggle actually. So yeah, at first it was lagging at 300. Now it goes 500 easily. But you don't need it. But this makes you construct pretty interesting rhythms. So if I, for example, turn off this and that, like this, so and this 5. Yeah, and if you assign different sounds in your application and your DAW, you can find these syncopated rhythms that feel more like, I don't know, African and Afro-Cuban because they have polyrhythm. For example, this polyrhythm should be quite familiar to you if we put just four, uh, 4 and 3. Yeah, 4 and 3. This is one of the most simplest one. Yeah, this is how many African rhythms are made, and you can just start dancing to it, start exploring this, and you can just play your right hand with this external circle and left hand with this internal, and then change them. This is very neat practice for music. And of course, there is like 5 to 4, very important polyrhythm. And I learned it, so there's the mnemonic, so it can be pass the goddamn butter, pass the goddamn butter. This from Adam Neely, yeah, this guy, very nice guy who told me this. There are plenitude of this, and I won't be able to show you all the 100 of them. I wish you to explore this by yourself. I just want to show you one of the most important things, and this spectrogram is the thing where Chromatone really shines and really displays all of the power. Okay, it doesn't work in the iframe, but I want to show you this, of course. Pitch, spectrogram, yeah. So you allow your microphone, and now it's using not high quality audio, but the microphone from my notebook. But if I, for example, shouted it, like, you can see not only one note, but all these overtones of a note. So you can see that if we have a green one, we have like octave above, and then we have this red one. So this was around D, D, and A. So an A note is a fifth above D. So you can just find this on just visually, and then this is this feedback loop. So you can just find many things about sound and your instrument, your voice, and sounds around you. You can play audio into it if you use loopback. So you can analyze different audios. I love to analyze Indian singers who have this very interesting notation and how they technique. And also, for example, you can learn about this, how it's called, like vowels, how this sound is constructed. For example, you see, it looks like closing up, so we lose high frequency, and the sound feels like more close, and this is like oo or sound. But if it's there's many frequencies. So this makes you understand sound really well, and this is one thing that you can just meditate on it. I love it. So I meditate much on it when I just test it, then debug it, and then I enjoy it. And this one thing that I don't want to debug, it just works. And you can also drag left and right and see it in a faster speed. And of course hit spacebar and it will stop and you can analyze things. Yeah, so many things, but yeah, there's the sound thing. This is a drone box. So you don't need to buy this instrument called tambura that if you want to sing to it, you don't need to buy a small box that's called drone box. You can just turn on this website and drag left and right any of these 6 notes, adjust this top volume of them because they're just oscillating, and so you can construct a drone that you like for your voice, for your singing. Of course, you can just choose your note because my voice is around D. I feel very comfortable with D, and if you just sing with this sound, you will hear beatings and you will hear how your voice interacts with this sound, and it can help you like build your voice. Actually, it's all like and I can spend like hours with this, so let me let me go further. Yeah. We're kind of deep into this, and I think you can ask me if you're interested in something more about it, so I can go with the slides back because I want to show you the other parts. So the Academy is the very new thing. It has projects, it has events, it has partners with our projects, and guys are one of the first projects with Creatorsgarten and this place. So there are tutors who can teach Chromatone, but this is only one tutor for now, sorry. But I hope maybe some of us can become students and then tutors of this system. And for now, it just takes your interest, and that's all. So you can just dive into it. Yeah, this is how it looks. It's academy.chromatone.center. It's very new website. It's kind of rough, but yeah, you can see the tomorrow event here. So if you're interested, you can come. It's also free, and it will be at 5 at Glowfish. And this is our current event. And if you go to the event, we can see the picture of it, the description, and the schedule, of course, and the project where it belongs. So there are plenty of projects now. This one is Visual Music Lab, this where I share this system with you and how we can use Chromatone, but also there are more projects to explore, like yeah, it's there. So web development is the website itself. WebSynths is a collection that we gather MIDI web MIDI active synthesizer from the web with Playtronica. We have 30 synthesizers. You can just browse them and use them in your music. There's also these Music Geeks meetups that we had for almost half a year, more than half a year. So 35 events we had in Phuket, where I live, and we practiced many things about Chromatone and the system and how we jam and how we create music. And this is where I'm foundational and where I'm get this experience from. So we had this 3-hour events. So first we had only music setup. We connected all the wires, we tuned our instruments. The other hour was about jamming, and the third hour is about performing or recording actual track. So this is like the format that I'm working on, where we can just gather and have really fun time together with music, and it can be easy and fun. And this was a laboratory where we explored it, and now I want to share this experience, and tomorrow basically this experience will be shared. of course, there's this Touch Me experience, another web application I've built for Playtronica. This is my album, live album, and these are my projects of with music, and there are a couple of modern art exhibitions that we made, and of course there's a full music theory video course, but it's in Russian. Yeah, so it was previous in 2022, and now I want to make it more international, and this is a big project for next time. So this is Academy. I hope to expand it and have more events and have tutors and people who want to share their information, so we can meet people. So you can learn music and teach music there, and we can have projects together. Yeah, and there's shop. I already showed you the stickers, and I'm working on these printable designs, so you can just download it and print it at your home, because yeah, you can wait for a mail for 3-4 weeks, and many people don't want to wait, so you can just download it and print. But of course there are stickers, keyboard stickers, fretboard stickers, and yeah, these are the instruments. And I of course have stickers on my OPZ, and I use them a lot, and many people use them worldwide. So how it's all built, this is the main thing that we gathered here. So in the core it's using vite-press. Let me show your hands who knows what's vite-press and do you use it in your projects. Not many people, just this. I suppose many of you use React or something like Next.js or something like this. Yeah, can you show your hands now? No. So, okay, guys, let me check. So basically it's a tool to build websites. So vite-press builds HTML that is just static files, so you don't need a server like to process your request. It just throws out your HTML and everything is client side. And on the client side we use Vue. So I'm very fond of this. I hate this framework wars, but I started from Angular and then transitioned to Vue, and that's all. So Svelte, sorry, I don't use Svelte because it's kind of same, but Vue is just more stable, and of course it has this ecosystem. Have you heard about Vue use library? Anyone? Oh yeah, there's a Vue developer here. Respect. So there's a guy, Anthony Fu, in I don't know where he does live, but I really respect this guy who created a comprehensive toolbox for working with keyboard, mouse, all the browser APIs, all the APIs available, but they're made reactive and compatible with Vue. So it's very easy to use, and many things like pressing spacebar, like going full screen, dark mode, all these are built with this tool. And also the same guy created this Uno CSS. So anyone, Tailwind CSS, Uno CSS? Yeah, so I know you guys, we can just do the code. Okay, so this makes me write like styles just with the components, not separate files. And for me, when I use Uno CSS, is like writing interfaces like poems. So I can just throw text Excel, like font bold, color like text color red, like this, and it just immediately shows up because the loop. The feedback loop is very fast. The hot module refreshment is very, very fast. So it's a pleasure to work with. For MIDI, I use webMIDI.js. It's very robust, and for audio, it's tone.js. It's generating sound. It's synthesizer. It's also have some rhythmic tools. And this is the recent thing. This is elementary.js. It's tool to create sounds, but it has low-level control over oscillators, over like more precise, more low-level. So it's kind of hard to start. It's kind of hard to work with, but the possibilities are endless, and this fascinates me. And also, I use Directus. Have anyone heard of that? Directus? This is kind of new to you. Yeah, I really recommend it. I won't show it to you because it's like back end. It's more database stuff. It's so it makes you have a very reactive database, also with actions inside, so you can have like different processes, and it's completely visual, no need for code, and yeah, it's very useful thing. So the whole academy thing is powered by directors, so I can just add events and projects without messing with code. And yeah, it's all open source, so it's not just proprietary. I'm using open source libs, and I really respect the authors, and it's MIT license. So everyone can just go there, fork the repository, put their name on, and have this like Chromatone version 2 easily. But the best thing is to contribute to the open source thing, not to just get your part, but contribute to it. But if you want to use it, if you want a part of it, if you want to use Chromatone in your project, you can just import and use it, because NPM package is also available. It's use-chromatone, so just put this line and you can just import MIDI reactive object, and it has all these properties about node, current active nodes, current active chroma, and different things. I can show you the documentation. It's there. It's just a bit hidden, and because I just it's just auto-generated. It's just not very comprehensive. You can just see the parameters, but you can imagine how much work is this to make it really full and interactive, like the proper docs. It's hard. Yeah, so get involved. You can follow and share me and these projects on Instagram. You can get into our subreddit, so we can discuss things in Reddit. Of course, you can donate. There's donation button in the sponsors, GitHub sponsors, and the main thing, contribute code to the main repository. Yeah, that's the rush. So we almost finished this first part. We can chat now. We have only 10 minutes left from our break, but sorry, I want to share so many things. And of course, I won't be able to show you all the code and everything I do. So we can just have talks about what are you interested in particular. Not so many programmers here, as I understand. So you can tell me what's you're interested about, and we can proceed, and I will show you how I build applications, and maybe we can build something together now. So let's get back together in 10 minutes and continue, okay? Thanks.